What's going on? Welcome back. Okay. Welcome back to another Sunday Q&A. I am pretty excited because I have decided to do something with the charger to finally get it running and driving, which I'll probably end up doing sometime this week. So we have a few decisions, and pretty much yesterday I drove my Hellcat around. I drove it actually up to Rye through the mountains for a video that I have to do for another channel, which I need to send them all that footage. Probably, I was gonna finish that video up today, but it's too windy, so I'll finish it up tomorrow. Hopefully it's not gonna be windy, and then I could pretty much work on some other stuff. I'm gonna get the Grand Prix running and driving hopefully this week. I'm gonna get the van running and driving. I was waiting on an alternator for the guy never gave me one of the alternators, and then I ordered one from O'Reilly. They ordered me the secondary because it's a dual alternator system, and then pretty much I ordered one off Amazon because they couldn't figure it out. So pretty excited about getting quite a few cars running this week. I also, need to do the Grand Prix video, as well as I got that new Supra. Just keep getting projects. So I need to start wet sanding and buffing the charger as well this week, because I need to get it ready to clear bra. Then I also need to take it down to the junkyard after I finish the Grand Prix. Probably finish the Grand Prix sometime Wednesday or Thursday. I could take the charger down and start putting the drivetrain in it. So that'll be kind of cool as well. Let's see. Hey Dave, hi from the UK. What's going on? Hello, how's the ambulance coming? So the ambulance runs and drives. I just haven't put the cooling system all the way back together because there's on the ambulances, there's two alternators. It's a dual alternator system. The guy didn't give me one, and pretty much, I don't know, it's kind of a nightmare trying to get the primary alternator. You order, when you order alternator, they always send you like the secondary. I'm not exactly sure why, but yeah, once I get that alternator, which I should have it tomorrow, as well as I think I'll have something else from FedEx tomorrow. I could put that thing back together and I'll run and drive. I need to clean it up because it's really, really dirty. The interior, and probably strip all the ambulance stuff out. I'll probably do that in its own separate video. But yeah, it should be a good runner. It starts right up, which is nice, and I just drove it around the parking lot because it didn't have any antifreeze or anything, just to get it over to the pressure washer. And it seemed like everything was fine. The tranny shifted fine, and it moved perfectly fine. So I was pretty excited with that. So I don't know. Let's see. What's up, Dave? Not much. What's going on? How's the weather? It's pretty windy. I was gonna finish a video up today. I was gonna finish up this morning before I went, and I painted a new bumper for my F350, but just all day. When it's windy here, it's just a nightmare. So it was just windy and dusty, and I guess it's supposed to rain in a little bit. So we'll see what happens. But I think I probably need to look at the weather, but I should be able to finish that video up tomorrow and just kind of go from there. Let's see. Let's see. Have you thought about buying and rebuilding an exotic? I'm not really into the whole exotic thing. To me, they're nothing real special. Like, the only thing that I'd really want to get is maybe a Noble or maybe a Koenigsegg. But other than that, all the other ones are just kind of garbage in my opinion, because they're just I don't know, they're just kind of bland. They're the same thing they've been doing forever, and they're not very reliable. So I'm not really that interested in them. Hey Dave, how's it going, man? Ordered my shirt. Can't wait. Hope all is well. Thanks. I appreciate the shorter order. So if you guys, I know a lot of people have been wanting t-shirts for the build, and if you look in the description, there's a link, and you could order a t-shirt. And I don't know. I think they're pretty cool. It's just the emblem that's going to be on the car, and you know, it says Rampage. I think it looks pretty cool. So it comes in gray and black. If I know a lot of people said they were interested in a t-shirt with that design, if I ever made some, so I decided to make some, and we'll just kind of see how it does. Hello from North Carolina. The Charger wagon is looking great. Thanks. Yeah, I ordered some parts for it. I need to get a Trackhawk is the biggest thing right now. I keep saying it. I mean, they're kind of a pain to find. And the one thing I don't want to do is I looked up how much it costs to get the wiring harnesses, because I was just going to order all the wiring harnesses for the title that I have for the Trackhawk. But all the wiring harnesses that I need with the control modules and the key is like $6,000. So at that point, I might as well put that $6,000 towards a Trackhawk, which I've been doing and been trying to find one. It's just, I need to find one that's not perfectly clean, where it goes for $60,000, and not wrecked in like way too much, where, you know, there's stuff that I'm gonna have to fix. And I pretty much want something where I could use all the wiring, use all the drivetrain, and just put it in the Charger and just go from there. Even though I have that other, you know, the training from that other Trackhawk and all the other stuff from the other Trackhawk, it would just be a lot nicer to have something that is known, running and driving. I could go drive it, and then I could just swap everything in and not have to worry about piecing things together. Because when you piece stuff together, it really gets expensive really fast. So why are you skipping over me? I don't think I skipped over anybody. Any news on the Sylvia? No, my 240s are just kind of chilling right now. Eugene, backyard repair, donated $5. Thanks, I appreciate it. What's up, buddy? Looking GQ with that haircut. Just need some sunglasses. Let's see, could I suggest a blue shirt with glow Rampage emblem? I'm pretty much just gonna leave it at the gray and the black. Gray and black's pretty much the best colors, because most of the time when you're working on stuff, you're gonna want to wear a black shirt, because then it doesn't get super dirty. White shirts are pretty much the worst shirts to wear if you're a car guy. So I'm wearing a white shirt right now, and I think it's dirty. Yeah, it is dirty. So I think it's dirty because I was sanding that bumper and painting today. So yeah, it's just what it is. I see 66 Lincoln Continental in your garage. Can you make a video to build? So that car is not mine, but I wouldn't mind getting one of those. I really want to do something with one that'd be kind of cool. So I've been looking for one, but man, those cars are so big. They're huge. But yeah, it's not my car. That wagon is looking tight in last video. Awesome paint. Thanks. Yeah, the paint is literally that's the paint just out of the gun. Once I wet sand it and polish it, it's gonna look really, really good. And then I've been talking to a clear box company. They were trying to find a place that would wrap my car in Colorado, but the place that they found didn't want to do it. So I'm not sure. I messaged them and asked them if they could just send me the film and I could just do it myself. I mean, I could figure it out. I don't think it'll be that difficult. So we'll see what they say, probably Monday. And then I sent a bunch of emails out to companies. There's a few yards that have parts that I needed that I just wanted to see if they had. So the front door glasses, I want to see if they had seals for those, and the rear door glasses, the same thing, and some door handle stuff. So we can get all of that stuff put back together. I'm a bit confused about the glass. You said yours pitted. Yeah, so it got pretty messed up. I probably should have been more careful with it, but I think what happened was I had it sitting on a shelf at the junkyard, laying down flat, and then when I was grinding and I thought it was pretty high up. I think when I was grinding and welding, the sparks were just getting up there, and you know, there's just pits all over them. So it probably would have been fine, but it would have looked like crap. So you know, glass isn't that expensive. It's, you know, it's another expense, but it's just one of those things where I'd rather have good glass in it than, you know, glass with some pits and stuff in it. It just sucks, but it is what it is. When's the Supra vid coming out? Probably sometime this week. I looked over it. I need to, I don't know, maybe not this week. I want to get the Charger running and driving this week, or by the end of this week. So maybe next week. We'll see what happens. It just kind of depends how long it takes to get the Grand Prix done, because it'll probably be quite a bit of work to get the Charger done. So we'll see. It'll probably be next week, because I need to pull the engine out of the, and I also need to pull the engine out of the Pulsar GTIR. What's in them, in both engines. So the Supra engine looks like it's a built engine. It definitely has aftermarket pistons in it, but the Pulsar GTIR also is supposed to have aftermarket pistons in it. So I want to see what rods they have in it, and, you know, freshen them up, because the issue with the Pulsar is when the guy put the head on the head gasket, he like bunched the front part up on it, so it leaks a bunch of oil out of it. So yeah, I want to fix that, but while I'm fixing that, I might as well clean everything up and make it nice and look new again. And then I could paint the engine bay in that. Same thing with the Supra. Same thing that I'm going to be painting a lot of engine bays. So I want to paint the Pulsar engine bay, the Supra engine bay, and the FD engine bay, and then I could get all those engines put back in there, and it'll be ready for paint when I want to paint the cars. So, and I did decide finally on the FD that I'm just gonna, you know, I'm gonna repaint it the same color. So I'm gonna leave it brilliant black, just because it looks good in brilliant black, and the silver wheels, those NT03s that I have on it, look good with the black. So, and I like that setup, and I like how it looks. So I don't think I'm gonna change the wheel setup on it, and I really think that'll kind of hold its value a little bit more if it is the original color, which you know, there's so much modified on it, it really doesn't matter. But I like the black. It just looks really good. Let's see. Has it been a, quit doing that. Wake up, phone. Okay. Has it been a pleasure or pain getting up to this point with the wagon, and would you do it again? You know, I'd probably do it again. I mean, it's just one of those things where if you want something done like that, it's gonna be a process. There's no easy way around it. I mean, you could, if you want it to look, I mean, I could have built that car really fast if I just cut a bunch of corners, but you can tell the difference. That car in pictures looks great. I mean, it's just one of those things where there's the more effort you put into it, usually it's gonna really show. I mean, it's just, I don't know, I'd do it again. I mean, I've been wanting to do this, you know, ever since I did the other Magnum, and I just like how it came out. I can't wait to see it lowered, because it's just so high off the ground. It doesn't give it justice. It just makes it look weird. But once it has some weight in there, and it actually is squatted, and, you know, the wheels are the wide body wheels and everything, I think everybody will be more excited about it. How often do I drive the Hellcat? So not enough. So I finally cut it to over 6,000 miles. I think it's like at like 6,100 miles yesterday, because the reason I don't drive it is because I'm dirty a lot working on cars, and the interior, and it's the Alcantara interior, and that interior is very hard to clean, and I don't want to get it dirty, and it smells like a brand new car. So when I do drive it, it's usually a day that I'm not going to work on stuff, which is usually not very often. So I try to drive it like I was actually driving it every other day until I started the charger project, and then that one live stream I got oil all over my feet, and then that was like the last time that I think that was the last time that I drove it to the shop, because I didn't want to have to deal with being dirty and driving it home, because I had to drive it home barefoot and I threw my shoes and stuff away. So you know, I want to drive it more than I do, but you know, it is what it is. It's just, it's not worth getting it, you know, oily or, you know, dusty from sanding on, you know, body filler and primer and painting and stuff like that. You don't want to get that interior all gross. You know, if it was leather, it'd be a whole different situation. Like my truck, leather interior, you know, it gets grimy, and you just clean it, and it's nice. So it's I don't like leather interiors in performance cars because you slip around in them, but it's you know, I like the interior in the Hellcat. Awesome job doing this. What else do you do professionally? I don't know. I design a lot of aftermarket parts and stuff like that, but I really wouldn't say I do any of this professionally per se. It's more of just like a hobby that I'm trying to continue to do and have fun with. I like engineering. I like designing. The same thing, you know, building that car, building the charger. There was a lot of things that I had to figure out to make it work and make it work well as, you know, structurally, you know, design-wise and aesthetically and stuff like that. So, especially with subframes and training tunnels and the works, and I still need to finish the subframes. So, yeah, it's just a little bit of this and that, I guess. You should get a Miata. I can't fit in a Miata. Hello from Jamaica. What's going on? That sharp new hair cut really suits you, Dave. Thanks. Watching from Iraq. Nice work. Thanks. Let's see. Just swap the Hellcat into the Charger and do some good rolling shots and cruises. Once I get that thing driving, I'm going to be, well, for one, I want to get clear brought first. So that's going to be like the main factor before I can drive it, is the whole clear broad, because my Hellcat, I repainted the front on it, and it has quite a few rock chips, and then even on the back, like the doors and the quarter panels and the rear flares, there's like this section like this big of clear bra, and it's just like, it just looks so bad because there's just so many rocks that hit, and then around it it's just like the front wheels, because they're so wide, they just fling all these rocks in the back flares. And it would be nice if the whole flare was clear broad and that whole like quarter panel, because like the whole side of the car, I mean, it's not horrible, but I mean, if you look close, you can see rock chips here and there. It's just kind of disappointing, but I need to paint that side of the car anyway and blend everything. So might as well just clear broad after, I guess. But the Charger, I want to definitely have most of it protected, even if it's just the flares and some things here and there, and behind the front wheels on like the doors, and right back to the back quarter panel, and not even have to do the rear bumper, because it shouldn't really get any rocks hitting that, but the front bumper and the hood and maybe the crown of the roof, I don't know, we'll see what happens. It's just kind of up in the air right now, but I do need to get that thing wet sanded and buffed. Harambe for the win. The Blue Beast Magnum is looking awesome. Thanks. Hi from Rome, Italy. It's great. All the passion you put in your projects. Can't wait to see your Charger finished. I just love it. Thanks. Can I send you a few pictures of the 3rd gen Cummins build on Insta, maybe get an opinion on what to do next. Yeah, I mean, just DM me on Instagram and I'll check them out. Have you ever injured yourself seriously during a build? Not really. I mean, I'm usually pretty careful, other than getting stuff like flicked to my like pieces of metal or something, or rocks flicked into my eyes. I mean, that's one of the biggest things that that's like the worst thing. I mean, even wearing, I mean, I kept like getting different safety glasses because I'd put them on. It seemed like when I wore safety glasses, I would get shit in my eyes more and more. But if I didn't and just squinted, it was just like, I mean, it just like hits you around here and it just bounces off. But when you wear safety glasses, it almost like bounces, hits the safety glasses, and goes like right in your eye, and then you're just like fishing metal out of your eye all the time. So that's why I don't wear safety glasses sometimes. But maybe the next thing I need to get is like a face shield, maybe like one of those full face ones, because I think that would be, I mean, it'd be a lot better. I mean, I wish there was something that actually worked really well, but it is, it's kind of difficult. Let's see. Will you visit Sarah Entune at her meet and greet? I don't think so. Let's see. How tall am I? I'm 6'8", so I'm not short. Not short at all. Can we see a station wagon rage between you and Trevor? I mean, I'm sure something will happen. Stepping in oil. Thoughts on going in on a shop warehouse with Trevor, like the PFI guys? I really don't want to have to deal with that, just because, you know, I want to just have my own stuff there, and I don't really want to have to answer to anybody. Especially, me and Trevor had a shop before, and you know, it's just one of those things where I probably wouldn't do it again. So yeah, I mean, it's, me and him are friends, but I'd rather just keep it just friends. I mean, once you get into all that other stuff, it's just kind of gets messy. So yeah, I don't think that'll ever happen again. Let's see. When are you doing the carbon hatch? I've talked about this before. I'm going to do it after the car is completely done, just so I'm not working on building a carbon fiber hatch forever. I should be able to get it in the first try, but I don't want to have to test that theory out. So right now the car, you know, the hatch is on the car and it's good to go, but we'll worry about that later. Let's see. When do you think you'll finish the Charger Magnum? It has to be done for SEMA, but I want to be able to drive it in the next couple of weeks. So, yeah, I mean, there'll be stuff happening throughout. So there'll be, you know, the first drivetrain, then there'll be, you know, wiring and figuring out the dash stuff and interior stuff and finding parts cars, and it'll be a process, but I want to have it driving in the meantime, so I could just, you know, I want to do this, I could throw this stuff in it, and I want to do that, I could throw this stuff in it, and just kind of have it progress instead of just kind of sitting there in the garage, you know, looking like a monster truck and not being able to drive it all summer. This way I could, you know, get everything sorted out, get it driving, drive it, modify it as I need to, and then keep it driving the whole time. So once, you know, if anything happens or I can't get something, then once SEMA comes, the car will be ready for SEMA, and I don't have to worry about, you know, rushing or stressing about it. Oh, hey Dave, your work looks fantastic, and now you've got a Supra. That's another 100K subscribers. Happy I found a solution to save my Suzuki's, a storage shed still ready here for you. Oh yeah, that's good that you figured that out, because I don't know, that kind of sounded like it sucked. What's the status on the mag wing? I haven't heard anything since I talked to him a couple weeks ago, or whenever I did talk to him. It sounded like they're pretty backed up on all their other orders, so I don't know. I don't know how long it's going to take. It was supposed to be pretty quick, but it's probably going to take a while. So who knows? It's one of those things where it's out of my hands, and I'm not too worried about it, as long as I could get one before SEMA, because it'll actually I should have painted that Magnum wing. I should have painted that today too. That's something I should have done. Well, maybe next time. But yeah, I'm just gonna put a stock wing on there for now, and then hopefully I can get that other wing by the time SEMA comes. Is there anyone hold on, is there any one instance in your youth that inspired you to get into cars? I don't know, not really. My family has always been into cars, kind of, but I was never into them until I started driving. And then, I mean, once you drive a car, and then you want it to be faster, and you want to do this and that, so you just kind of keep progressing, and now I am where I am. But yeah, when I was younger, I just pretty much did like computers and techie stuff. So, and that's why I'm good at SolidWorks. That's pretty much, I did that before. Actually, I did CAD before. I don't even think there was SolidWorks around before AutoCAD. But yeah, it's just a progression, I guess, of a bunch of things. I don't know if it would have been better if I didn't do it, but I enjoy it sometimes. I mean, when you're not working on something that is irritating, like the van with the alternator. It's been like 2 weeks since I've been trying to get an alternator. So any idea on price for what? Loving the Harambe design. Hi from North Carolina. Love the Charger mag. What's your thoughts on the Golf R line? I mean, I've always had this soft spot for German stuff. It's probably because I'm German, but like Golfs and Caddies and Porsches and stuff like that. But man, they're just such a pain to work on. I guess they're not that difficult to work on, but German cars just use like the crappiest aluminum that you can get, and they always have these, they always break, and I don't know. It's just nice not having to deal with one. Look like a criminal type. Magwing. I'm not sure what the price is going to be on them. I'd probably look at their Trackhawk wings, and they'll probably be pretty similarly priced. So yeah, love your Charger Magnum. Your paint job is meticulous. Thanks. I'm scared. Uh-oh. Let's see. That's facts. My VW has aluminum transmission bolts. Yeah, I'm talking about like the cast parts, because I don't know, when you try to weld it, not just welding, but when you try to weld like German aluminum, it's just like the worst aluminum to weld. It almost welds like you have no gas on. It just wants to like do all kinds of crazy stuff, and it's very porous. It's not I don't know, it's not like the Hellcat heads or 6061. All the Dodge stuff, all the performance stuff is all great aluminum. It's all 6061 aluminum or like very high quality stuff. So that's another thing that I really like about companies like that. Mitsubishi used kind of crappy hardware back in the 90s. I don't know if they still do it, but that's why you had like a bunch of rust issues and bolts breaking. And it was just certain car manufacturers do weird things. Very impure. Any idea for the Tesla Drive yet? I have some ideas for it, but I don't know what's gonna happen with it. I stuck it under the shelf. I actually cleaned the Junkyard shop up, and I put it under the shelf. I kind of put a bunch of stuff under the shelf and made a little bit more room. But I have an idea for the drive unit, but I don't know if I want to cut the car up to put it in it. So we'll see. I mean, it would kind of make sense because the 22s that came on the Model X's would kind of look good on that car, but I'm not sure if I want to cut that car up because it's kind of a nice car. Any plans on a toolbox tour video? Toolbox tour? I don't know. I really don't like a toolbox tour. I have tools everywhere, so right now it probably wouldn't be the best toolbox tour because most of my stuff is in like at the junkyard here at my other shop. I think I have some stuff at Josh's shop. So there's some stuff in the van. So yeah, probably wouldn't be the best. That's another reason I want to consolidate and get everything in one spot, so I don't have to worry about that anymore. Trying to find tools and not having tools at one spot, but they're at the other spot, and you have to go get them. Oh man, let's see. But man, there must be something going on because usually there's more people at the live stream than this, but maybe I'll only do like another 10 minutes or something. So I don't even have I have half the Grand Prix video ready, so I just need to finish some stuff on that. I wish, see if I had everything at one spot, I could just go out and finish the Grand Prix stuff instead of having to drive down to the junkyard and do that video. So that's something I've really been looking at. I've looked at 3 or 4 properties, so it's I just need to find something that works with what I'm doing and with what I have and everything. So ambulance would make a sweet tool shop on wheels, mobile shop. I don't know how that would work, but then someone would probably steal my ambulance and then I would have no tools, which I guess happens a lot with construction companies. What's the future build going to be for the channel once the charger is finished? I mean, I have quite a few builds that actually I have quite a few builds. So I'm needing to finish a bunch of stuff. So once the charger's done, I'll probably finish a lot of stuff that I have. And I'm still kind of doing that in the background right now. So when I painted the bumper, the new rear bumper for my truck today, I final sealed the driver's side skirt for the 3000 GT. So I should be able to paint all that stuff hopefully this week. So I could paint all the rest of the parts for that car. I have everything ready except for the rear bumper. I need to take that rear bumper to the junkyard and pretty much put it on a 3000 GT, finish body working it. Since my car's painted, I can't do that. And then I could paint that rear bumper as well, and then the whole car will be painted. The only thing I'll have to paint left on it is another engine bay. So I need to, and then when I paint the engine bay on the 3000, I have all the ABS, all the lines and stuff from a non-ABS car to delete the ABS, brake lines, and then I can paint the calipers, and yeah, and then that thing will be 100% back together, and I could drive it around and everything. I mean, I could drive it now, but and then I kind of want to clear bra that thing too. I kind of want to clear bra everything because it just sucks when just paint a car. I mean, you drive it around, and I mean, around here, it's pretty bad because they put a bunch of sand and stuff down for the winter, and they're supposed to street sweep now that it's not going to snow again, they're supposed to street sweep the roads to get all that crap off the roads, but they're they make too much money, and they're too cheap to do it. So then you just get a bunch of rocks flinging up, and then instead of paving the roads around here, they'll like chip seal them, but they're too cheap to actually seal them, so they just tar down a bunch of rocks, and then they don't sweep that either. They just let it, people drive on it until the rocks all go away. So that's one reason my windshield on my truck's cracked right now, and it just, Arizona's nice. I've been to Arizona, and the roads are all like brand new. So I need to move somewhere like that where they just like maintain the roads meticulously, so I could drive my stuff around and not have to worry about a bunch of rocks and stuff flicking up on the car and just chipping the paint, all kinds. So let's see. Sorry I'm late. I knew you were waiting on me. I mean, it's nice that you're here. Thanks. What is this talk of a Supra? I must have missed that detail. Oh, man. Oh no. Touched something on my phone. It wants to open it. What's this talk of a Supra? I must have missed the detail. Was it in a video, or is it not in a video yet? So yeah, I haven't made the video yet. I picked the car up from a subscriber, and he was in Colorado Springs, and pretty much just needs work. So it's not a Mark IV, but it is a Turbo Mark III, which to me, those are going to be worth more than Mark IVs. So, I'll be doing a video on that in the next week or so, because I want to yank the engine and tranny out of it and freshen it up and get everything back together, and then go from there, and then figure out what I'm going to actually do with that car, because it needs a paint job. It has some hail on it. It's not the best of condition, but by means of the age, because it's a 90, it's not horrible. It has some hail. I mean, the interior, it's been sitting outside. It looks like it's been sitting outside. The dash, it needs a new dash, but for the most part, the interior isn't horrible. Just the dash is kind of horrible. And then the engine, it looks like it has a built engine. That's why I want to pull it out and pull it apart and kind of see what clutch is in it, and kind of just freshen things up and go from there. But I'll take that thing over the junkyard once the Grand Prix is done and the Charger is running and driving, and then I'll have a place to pull the engine there, and I'll probably do the same thing with the Pulsar, because I can use the lift. I was going to pull the engine at my shop for the Pulsar, but it's just nice having it on a lift and be able to lift it up and down and just drop everything out the bottom instead of pulling it out the top, because it's just, I don't know, it's just kind of a pain when you pull stuff out of the top. Have you checked the bolts on your lift lately? You don't want to have a car fall off it. So when I do the Charger, since I'm not going to lift it up very high. I'll probably check them though, but I'm not going to lift it up high. So usually the front bumper support on those are spot welded on, but since it was a theft car, they drilled the spot welds out, and the new one I didn't spot weld on. So all I have to do is pull that out, and I could literally lift the car up like, I don't know, 3 or 4 feet off the ground, and then just slide the engine and drivetrain underneath the car, and then just set it back down on it, because I don't want to be lifting the Charger all the way up. I still have memories of when the Magnum fell off the lift, and with all the work that I have in the Charger, I did lift the Grand Prix up all the way on it, and it was fine. So, but the Grand Prix was only a $2,500 car, and I haven't done anything to it. So maybe I don't want to have any issues with the Charger and that stupid lift at that shop. The paint's not going to match. That's funny. I just painted the bumper on my truck 2 years after I painted the truck, and it still matches. Oh, any idea? And the truck sits outside every day. Any idea on the modes that you plan on doing on the mods that I plan on doing on the engine? So the end game is going to be a built 426 that can handle 2,000 horsepower, but I'm going to run it at 1,500, and it's going to have a built Trackhawk transmission. The rear diff, usually the factory ones will hold the power, and the front diff, the factory ones will hold the power. Same thing with I'll do upgrade drive shafts, and the brakes and stuff like that. The factory ones are larger than the Charger ones, so I shouldn't have to worry about bigger brakes or anything like that. Then it's gonna be turboed and a bunch of stuff. So it's there's gonna be quite a few different things on it. I might end up dry sumping it. I've looked into that as well. And that give me more room under between the transfer case and the bottom of the oil pan, which I made everything fit with the factory oil pan, so it'll just give me more room is all it's gonna do. You watch any other builders on YouTube? And if so, who do you watch? I really don't watch much YouTube. If I do anything with YouTube, it's mostly just listening to music and stuff like that. But I really don't watch anybody on YouTube. So how's the F-350 treating you? I have no complaints about it. Let's see. What's your next project after the Charger? I don't know. I have, like 70 projects that I have, so I probably need to finish some of those. They're all pretty simple stuff. I really don't think I'm gonna paint much other than the stuff on the 3000 GT, and then I want to repaint the FD, but I'm just gonna do I'm not gonna color change it, so it's not gonna be a nightmare to paint. So other than that, I want to paint the Pulsar, I want to paint the Supra, but I don't really have to paint them. I'll probably do what I did with the RX-7, the FC, and get them running and driving and working really good, so I could drive them around when I want to. And then when I get to it, the FC is an exception because it looks kind of good in the patina, but the Supra and the Pulsar, I do want them to look good again, just probably not in the next year or so. I'll probably put that out maybe a year or so, or maybe two. So, and we'll see. I mean, it just takes a lot of effort to paint that stuff, because you guys have seen how I do stuff when I paint cars, and most of the stuff I do is by hand, and there's kind of a reason. I painted the bumper on my truck, and it was just nice to just DA everything, because it'll still be straight, but it's not going to be super straight. But it's a truck, so it's not like I'm worried about having this show quality truck. It's just just matching the factory paint, which that factory stuff is usually kind of wavy as it is anyway, and everything. So yeah, I don't know. Just finish some stuff. I want to finish the FD. I need to get that. I need to get the bay painted. I need to get the engine and tranny back in it with the clutch, and get it running and driving again, so I can drive it a little bit this summer. That's another thing on my plate, because I want to be able to cruise the FD around a little bit, because literally it's a running driving car if I put it back together. So let's see. What's the deal with the Garland April? With the what? Garland April? I don't even know what that is. I don't know. I'm not sure. With Goon Squad. What about Goon Squad? Let's see. Hey, you may be able to help me with this. I want to change my gearing in my 07 300C. Is it possible to do so without switching the whole center section? The if you want to change the gearing, you just usually change your diff. I mean, you just change your final drive. So I don't really think you're going to change the gearing in the transmission. So, I mean, depending on what you want to do, you probably just going to change the gearing in your differential, then you just swap out a diff, which isn't that big a deal. Are you going to do a Pacifica Hellcat? I may end up doing that. That's kind of I kind of like that rendering, and I almost wouldn't mind doing it just to do it, but we'll see what happens. I mean, I want to, if I do one, I'm going to pretty much do the same thing I do with the Charger and just like do a wide body Pacifica Hellcat with a Trackhawk setup in it. But let's finish the Charger first, and then kind of, you know, let's get. Even though I bought a lot of projects in the last month, I've probably bought like 7 cars. But let's, you know, those are just like spare projects, and there are things that I like. So like the Supra. I mean, I like the Charger, but like the old JDM cars, I love them. So you know, you can't pass up good deals. And you know, when you look, I told my friend this a couple days ago, that I have an issue, but you know, I don't have an issue because when I'm looking for something, you can't find it. But if you're not looking for it and it pops up and you buy it, then it's like a plus. It's like a double plus. So same thing with the size here for the 3000 GT. I've been looking for one forever, but now that, you know, once I paint this driver one and have the whole car painted, there'll be a million of them pop up for like cheap. So it's just when you're looking for stuff, it's just really weird. Is the MK3 going to be like a resto? What are you going to do with the car? How much work do you plan on putting into it? So I want to make it nice. So it's a white car. When I repaint it, I'll probably just kind of update the paint. It's kind of a base white, so I'll probably do like a Toyota Pearl white or something like that, just to kind of keep it the same. I really don't want to. I don't know. I guess it really doesn't matter if I painted a different color, but I don't know. I mean, I want to make it look clean. I want the interior to be nice, and I'm not sure if I want to upgrade the you know, put a different engine in it, but I kind of want to leave the turbo 7M in it, even though they're garbage anyway. And it does have the factory R154, and it has a factory LSD. So it is a pretty rare car because they're really hard to find the turbo with the manual transmission still and the LSD in the rear. So the only downside is it has a red interior, which I really dislike that interior color. So but I just want to make it nice. You do sick work, my guy, top shelf. Thanks, I appreciate that. Spell check Grand Prix. I don't know. Grand Prix. Let's see. You bought the wrong supercar. Why did you buy the 3000 GT VR4 over the Stealth twin turbo? So technically, I don't know if I could get a title for it. The tow yard that I got, the quarter glasses and the rear glass, the new quarter glasses and rear glass for the Charger, actually, he had so I know the story behind it. I know kind of what happened with it, but it's a 50,000 original mile Stealth twin turbo, which I bought from him. But there's like this title situation where I guess he towed it. The bank never wanted to pay, so the guy never finished paying on the car. The bank never wanted to pay the tow bill, and then the bank, like 15 years ago or something, went out of business. So there's like no title for it. So I think if I bond for the title, since the bank is out of business and the guy, I mean, there's paperwork, there's all kinds of paper trails that the car, you know, there's like, I don't know, 20 something years of storage on it. But I should be able to get a title, but it's like a 50,000 mile, but it's been sitting out in the sun. So it's kind of one of those things where if I can get a title, I'll fix it, I'll repaint it, make it original. I mean, it's 50,000 mile original model Stealth twin turbo, and I could just have 3,000. I do like kind of how the stealths look, but if I can't get a title, I'll probably just end up parting it out because it has a good engine, and the reason it was in there was because the transmission, I guess, was blown up and it's sitting inside the car. So yeah, I mean, that's another car that I bought this week. So I got a problem, I guess. I got a problem. Let's see. Is this your full-time job, or do you do something else? I don't really consider it a job. I mean, it does kind of get to the point where it is a job because I'm working on the charger so much. I mean, right now I've kind of taken this tiny little break for the last week or so. But before, when I was painting the car and body working it, I was like working on that thing for like 10, 12 hours a day, every day for like 6 months. So I'm just glad that I don't have to like body work it anymore. So, but no, it's not, I really don't consider it a job because I don't make very much money from YouTube. So, most of the stuff I do, I just do stuff here and there. So, and that's about it. I have a Stealth twin turbo, but in Michigan. Clean title. Nice. What's for dinner? I had some McDonald's earlier, but I think, yeah, I mean, I guess it's only what is it, 5 o'clock? So I don't know. I might eat something again, I might not. But yeah. I'm actually surprised. So I think everybody, I mean, it's almost been an hour. So I don't know. Do you go to SEMA? What do you like to see there? I don't know. The only reason I go to SEMA, I mean, I'm going to take the Charger to SEMA, but the only reason I really go to SEMA, pretty much if you go once, it's pretty much the same every other year. There's a few different cars here and there, but I mean, there also is quite a few cars that are the same that show up each year. So, plus the booths, I mean, there's not much that changes each year. So most of the time when I go to SEMA, I just go to like hang out with friends. They have a bunch of stuff going on if you've been there a few times. It's more fun to do stuff with other people. So the show is cool, but it kind of gets I don't know, it kind of gets stagnant, I guess you could say. After like your first time, you're just like, oh, this is awesome. I mean, there's so much to see. There's like more than you can see in like in one week. But then you go again and you're just like, well, I mean, this is kind of the same stuff I saw last time, but then you like know some more people, so you do more cool things. And then usually it's around Halloween, so then you get to do Halloween stuff, and you can do other stuff. And yeah, I mean, I have some SEMA videos. I mean, I have the SEMA experience video. It's pretty far back, but it's I think it's a pretty decent time. Let's see, update on the FD. It's just chilling. I need to paint the engine bay in it so I could put the engine and everything back in it. Ribeye and spaghetti here. Some left. You're welcome to it. Let's see. Yeah, repetitive. Yeah, I don't know. SEMA's cool. Like the best thing about SEMA is the first time you go. I mean, there's a lot of cool stuff that happens during SEMA, but it's not. It's like it's because there's people there, but it's not SEMA. So I don't know. Ever consider a luxury sedan build? Isn't that kind of what I'm building right now? It's a luxury, fast sedan wagon-ish thing. I don't know. The interior will be nice. I mean, like it'll be like my Hellcat. My Hellcat, I love the interior in that thing. So I just want to find. I need to find a car with the I think it's called. I call it the caramel interior, but I guess it's called like sepia or something. It's a caramel color, but I'd love to find that color interior for the Charger. I think it'd be like the perfect, either that or black would be, I guess red wouldn't look bad either, but I think the sepia color would be the perfect interior combination with the blue. And then I need to find a newer, so I had a Challenger dash. Well, so I have the Challenger dash from the Scat Pack, or no, I have the Challenger dash from my Hellcat, which had a popped airbag, but I had the frame. So when I sold my Scat Pack swap, the guy that's building the dude's truck, he wanted all the stuff out of the dash. So I was like, I want the dash, I need the frame. So I get the dash back and he cut like one of the brackets off it. I was like, dude, I needed the frame. I was like, now I have to buy like a whole nother car for this stupid frame. So it's just another piecing things together is kind of a pain. Plus the newer dashes on the 20s up are like a stitched leather, which I really like the look of that. Instead of like that, I don't know, it's like kind of like a softer plastic that the Challenger dashes are and the Charger dashes are from like 19 down. So I need to find a Challenger frame, and I need to find a Trackhawk, and I need to buy a dash, and I need to buy a lot of things. So we're getting there though, close. Just followed you on Insta, mechanical engineer. Nice, thanks. And a car surgeon. I think Beamer calls it cinnamon interior. Yeah. BMWs have that color, caramel. Yeah, I like it. It's a good color on some stuff. So it would be a great color on my V70R because it's like a dark metallic gray. Like that color would be great in that car. But some colors, like that color wouldn't be. I don't think it's good. That color comes in like that hell raisin, and I think the purple and that sepia color doesn't really, like blue and that color kind of work together. But certain colors like red and that color, I think it works with like darker colors. So I don't know. I need to find it. I just don't want to buy a whole car just for the interior. Are there any 80s, 90s GM production cars you like? I don't know. I mean, like Camaros are all right. Like I guess not really 80s Camaros. Maybe like this, like late 60s Camaros would be kind of cool. Love your build. Greetings from Belgium. What's going on? Yeah, buy my Stealth. I don't need another Stealth. Do you sell off the extra parts you have? Not really. I try to sell some stuff, but it seems like it never goes anywhere, and it just like almost is a waste of time because people just are like, do you have this? I'm like, yes, and then they just like never message you back, and it's just like, why do I even waste my time? So what's your favorite build of Adam LZ's fleet? I've always had a thing for his R34, and I've worked on his S13 before, but me and him kind of have like this, he's like mad at me or something right now. So, and I'm pretty sure that's never going to change because I'm never going to apologize to him. So we'll just leave it at that. And I mean, I think his R34 is cool, but that's about it. So that wagon blue would definitely match that interior. I mean, I think it would look great with that color. I mean, that or black. I mean, black would look great too, like the same color that's in my Hellcat. The Alcantara black interior would be great in that car. Grand National. I guess, yeah, Grand National. I wouldn't mind having one of those. They're just so expensive. Just one of those cars that if I guess those are one of the cars that if it popped up, I'd just buy it and I wouldn't be looking for it. And I'd probably get it for a good deal. Trying to buy or sell on marketplace is awful. I've had a few decent experiences, but mostly bad. I don't know. It's just I buy a lot of stuff off marketplace, but it almost feels like if I try to sell anything, people just I mean it's just that like one button. They're just like, is this available? Is this available? And then like you never hear anything. You're just like, yes, and that's the end of the conversation. So yeah. And then that's why I just like have a bunch of extra spare parts and 2 SRT, Grand Cherokee trannies and diffs and transfer cases and all kinds of stuff. So, because I'll never find somebody to buy it. So it'll just kind of sit there until I need it. My favorite is when someone offers you a certain amount for something and then you never hear from them when you accept the offer. Yeah, it's funny because like people lowball you and you're like, I really don't want this here anymore. And you're like, yeah, I could do that. And then they're like, what's the address? And then you're like, here's the address. And then they're like, I'm on my way. And then they never show up. And you're just like, okay, you told me a price and I said okay, and then you're not going to come get it. It's just stupid. I don't know what it is, but I mean, I don't care. It's just one of those things. I've gotten to the point where I don't even worry about it until like they're like, I'm here or something, and then I'll just be like, okay, well, I'm heading over now, because usually when I meet people, I only meet them like 10 minutes from my house anyway. So it's not worth my time to deal with that. But what do you think is the best bang for your buck modern car? I don't know. I guess it kind of depends on the price range that you're working with, but I don't know. Hellcats are a pretty good deal, like price wise. I mean, they're getting kind of high up there now. I mean, they're almost $100,000, but they, I mean, you could get used ones for like in the 50s with mods and stuff like that. But the issue with Hellcats, and the issue that I wanted to resolve with the Charger build, and that's why I put Trackhawk drivetrain in it, was because they just spin. I mean, I was driving my Hellcat around yesterday. And like prime example, there's like this guy. I don't know what like people just want to race you when you're driving that car around. So there's this guy. He's like in this crappy like Impala or something, and he's like wanting to race, and like I'm just like stuck behind this car. Like there's a car in front of me. I'm not gonna race somebody when there's 2 cars in front of me, and he's just like sitting there. So I put it on 700 horsepower, dropped 2 gears, and then when he like dropped back a little bit, I just ripped past him. But even though you're doing like 40 or 50 or 60, even when you're going down the highway, when you drop gears in a Hellcat, I mean, it'll bake the tires through gears, and you just have to like know how to handle it. And that's why so many people wreck them. So, I mean, Hellcats have a lot of technology. They're on like the leading, like Dodge is on the leading edge of all the kind of factory car technology. But, I mean, in the price range, I mean, even like the new Type R would be a really good bang for your buck, depending on what your price range is and what you're going to buy. So, I mean, I've never had a Honda, so I don't know. I've been thinking about getting one. I'd probably get like an NSX or maybe like an Integra Type R or something like that. But yeah, I've never owned a Honda yet, which is kind of surprising with how much stuff I've owned. So we are at an hour in the live stream, and there isn't very many people in the live stream today, so I wonder what's going on. But Thanks for watching. If you are interested in a Rampage shirt, I have the link in the description to, and there's multiple sizes. So I think there's a size for anybody that is interested. And if you want to order one, just check out the link, go order one, and kind of support the build. I don't really think I'm gonna make much money off of it. I think I've only had 10 orders, so it's like $9, but you know, it is what it is. I'm pretty excited. Some people donate money. I guess there's like a donation button or something like that. I don't know what that is about, but I appreciate everybody that, you know, if you're on here, if you've ordered a shirt, I appreciate it. Thanks a lot. And you know, I'll try to get some more merch designed and kind of progress the stuff, because I do want to have merch, especially for the charger, and then I could kind of maybe recoup some stuff, some money from building the car without having to sell it or something, because I really don't want to sell it. So thanks for watching the live stream, and I guess I'll see you sometime this week in a video, and see you guys next week.